Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another What If discussion from me. And this time I'm going to be talking about what if Mega Man Maker and Mega Man Royale were combined into a single game. Or at least a project that was made utilizing the tools of Mega Man Maker to be able to make levels for Mega Man Royale. Anything between the two of those works, but I'll be talking about the former for the most part. So, Mega Man Maker and a lot of the respective Game Maker based Mega Man classic engines to my knowledge, were made by Wrecking Programs. I could be wrong. I know he made Mega Man Maker, and I'm pretty sure he did a couple Mega Man engines. And I know Januware is the developer behind Mega Man Royale. I don't know if that uses the Game Maker Mega Man engine or not. That's just something I'm not aware of. It could, but I'm not certain. Either way, both of these projects operate in different ways. Mega Man Maker lets you develop a level for a single player experience in the Mega Man classic style, utilizing different weapons from the classic series from Mega Man to Mega Man 11. This does not include any of the handheld titles. None of the items from the handheld titles are included unless they're already in a console count. They already had a console counterpart. So there's that. And the inventory system for Mega Man Maker is vastly bigger than that of Mega Man Royale. Because Mega Man Royale actually only gives you 5 slots, and 3 of those are for weapon pickups. You have your first slot is your Mega Buster, and your final slot is whatever rush item you're using at the time. Then the 3 slots in the middle are your different weapon pickups. So there's that to consider. Then there's considering the fact that in Mega Man Maker you either have to gain a special weapon because it's placed on the map somewhere, or through recent updates by defeating a boss in order to get it. And in Mega Man Royale, you can basically pick up weapons as just item drops from regular enemies. So there are things that will have to be taken into consideration with that. Obviously, some of the weapons also operate differently between Mega Man Maker and Mega Man Royale, the ones that are similar. Again, that's something that can be worked around. And on top of that, you can't design like a Metroidvania style level in Mega Man Royale unless Mega Man Royale's inventory system fully changed, because you'd be able to be soft locked and not be able to progress to a level because you're missing a weapon that you need, which is something that can happen in Mega Man Maker if somebody forgets to do something, or the levels can get pretty big, so you can easily forget to do something and it could leave somebody stuck while they're trying to play the game. That said, honestly, I like both of them, and it hit me just one moment. I was playing Mega Man Maker, and I'd also played Mega Man Royale that same day, so I was just like, these are two interesting concepts to try to throw together. Like, because if there was a level maker / editor for Mega Man Royale, tons of levels could actually be put in it for people to play on. And the community itself would be able to build the levels and then play them and race them against other people. But that would also mean that a lot more resources would have to be poured into the engine to allow that to happen, meaning there'd have to be more level backgrounds and tile sets, there'd have to be more enemies available, there'd have to be more bosses available, and a lot of that stuff would have to be all constructed within the purposes of making levels for that engine. So, how I see it possibly being done, and this is if Wrecking Programs and Januware were on the same page on this, but like having a Mega Man Maker portion that is dedicated to Mega Man Royale, where you can build levels and then upload them to Mega Man Royale. So it uses only the resources that are available to Mega Man Royale, like as far as the weapons are concerned, and it takes in consideration the items that are available for it, which means that most if not all the levels would have to be playable without picking up special items outside of having Mega Man and rush options. And I think most people could understand that. So every level would have to be traversable Mega Buster only. Now, there's no saying that you couldn't have additional routes that people can take if they have like a special item, like say the Hyper Bomb in Mega Man Royale. If you drop it below you, you can use it to do a super jump. So having something like that where it allows for alternate routes if you have the item ahead of time would be pretty cool. But you'd have to have a standardized route that can be done Mega Buster only, so that it's fair for everybody to be able to complete it. And energy tanks work far differently in Mega Man Royale. You don't actually activate them; you just take damage, and then it activates itself once you're on the verge of death. So those are things to consider and throw in there. I would love to see more weapons added to Mega Man Royale, especially with some of the ways that they actually do work in Mega Man Maker, like the charge kick can be used as an air dash / double jump, which would be very helpful with level creation. Heck, if Janyware wanted to go ahead and say, hey, well, Mega Buster doesn't have to be your only playable option as your main weapon. You can swap it for a different weapon, and that can be chosen per stage, like how it's done in Mega Man Maker. Your main weapon can be anything. It doesn't have to be the Mega Buster, the Base Buster, or the Proto Buster. It can be any of them. Any weapon or item that you can use in the game can be the main weapon and have infinite uses. So let's say if they were to take Hyper Bomb and make that the main weapon, then you could design a level around high jumps for Hyper Bomb for people to compete and race with. Or you can make a level designed around, let's say they threw in crap, I had it in my head. Say you can design a level around Firestorm and make objects that burn that reveal different pathways, if that functionality was implemented into the game. This is the type of stuff that could be done, and then you can throw it into an environment where you have to race and think quickly. Otherwise, you're going to lose to somebody else who's able to do everything a lot faster. And I think that combination, that mashup, could be something that would draw in a lot of people. I mean, it's not like Capcom's jumping on the idea, but hey, why not have the fan community do it, since Capcom themselves seem allergic to these ideas, even though when you think about it, they kind of pioneered the ideas, but they never released them. So, again, it's just me thinking about it and how it would operate and how it would work. And I could see it being fun. I could see a lot of people getting engrossed in it, making a crap ton of levels. It's not like people aren't still making levels for Mega Man Maker, because I know I'm one of those people that still does it. And Mega Man Maker's been out for 2.5 years now. It's going to keep growing for quite a while. And the same could happen with Mega Man Royale if there was a way for the fan community to develop their own levels and build their levels around certain concepts. But again, that would take for Janyware and for Wrecking Programs to sit down and be like, oh, hey, it would be cool if we did this, and then get to work on that project. But both of their projects are outstandingly heavy responsibilities on their own. So I know currently a combined project for those two things is just wishful thinking. But if it did happen, and if the community was behind it, I could see it becoming something massive. And I know that there would be a super dedicated fan community to making a variety of awesome, also some very cheap levels for it. But that's really it. There's not a whole lot to talk about because this is more of like just my opinions on what it would be like for that to happen. So without trying to drag this on too much longer, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys very much for joining. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. And if you would like to throw your opinions out in the comments down below, please do. Peace out, everybody.